Hi, welcome to the Market Alert for Tuesday, 17th of April 2018. So yesterday we see the pound moving higher. I'm just going to adjust this a bit. And we had an initial move up. It was then met with some profit taking, which drove the market back down. A lot of volume in this bar, which is a pogo stick type bar, but it's not highlighted just because of where it closed. But then we see the buying coming to the market, and then the selling gets absorbed as the market moves higher. And then here we see the profit taking. We've got the high volume, and then the market trades sideways there, which just means that there's no more selling to move the market lower. And then we get a bit of a bounce off this psychological level. And there's some selling pressure here. You can see the volume's greater, the bar's narrower, and then eventually the market drives through this as well. So a decent move yesterday in the pound to the upside, but it's been needing some sort of a decent move to break through the resistance that we've seen. We had 142.44, 142.77. Both of these were taken out yesterday, so we can remove those. And now we're struggling with the 143.45 there, which needs to be taken out. And that's where the market traded to yesterday, which we've been talking about for some time. So it's going to need some serious volume to drive through here. And do we have any news from the UK to actually do that today? We have got news from the UK. We've got average earnings index, claimant count. So we've got the unemployment figures today. They could be interesting, given that there's starting to see announcements on the TV. Jaguar getting rid of 1,000, although that's slightly deceptive because they're one, temporary workers, and two, since 2008 through to 2018, Jaguar has taken on 40,000 people. So again, we'll see, but that's the only thing that's going to move this market. Unemployment figures 9.30 there. Meanwhile, in the Dow, a bit of a different day yesterday as the market digests Trump and May's bombing at the weekend. You can see here we had a short that failed, and that's because the market came back to its usual 76% and then moved higher. Went up, came back 76%, went up, came back 76%, and kept doing this up and then back 76%, and then eventually we had the buy signal. War drums in the background, as I keep going on about. It's good for the market, sends it to the upside, and that's precisely what we saw. So two losses there first before the market then moved high enough to bring it back and collect up the profits. And we did have profit taking at the end of the session as well, but not an awful lot there. So the daily chart is starting to look very interesting. We've broken out of the downtrend line that we had. We're maintaining the uptrend line we had. We're still above the 20 bar average, which is now green, and we're heading towards where the selling is, which we marked up the other day. We're also through this 76% retracement as well. So let's have a bit of a tidy up here. We'll leave the trend line in there at the moment. Let me just tidy this up a bit. But certainly you've got to watch this one, and also we just get the markup annotation, and if we just go over to here first, the last sort of swing, we can see we're at the 62 level. Here's the 76%, already at the 62 again, which ties in with this area here. And just like the pound, we need to see some serious buying coming in to drive the market higher. Yesterday was a very quiet day given what we've seen of late. So like I say, we've got to see the market drive through this area in order to move higher. In the implied volatility, this normal yesterday after the market broke, but not until. So 1591 down to 1454, still slightly odd, I have to say. And again, that's probably because of this the war situation, that anybody who's traded through any of the last 20, 25 years, 30 years will know that war is good for the stock market, which is tragic, frankly, but that's how it is. It creates construction work and all the rest of it after they've been in there and bombed it, but and orders, of course, to replenish missiles and all the rest of it as well. But there you go. And then finally in Bitcoin, using my own chart today, I've drawn in a few things for you. We've got where the market had bottomed out and started to move higher, and broke the downtrend that we had. I've also included a 50-bar average as well, which is a really useful tool, and you'll see the markets in this area along with the 76% area, which is drawn off here first, and then I'll draw one off here if the market turns around and moves higher. But we certainly got resistance in this area here at the moment, no doubts about it. It also seems to be rolling over as well to pull back, and if it does, then we've got 76% here, which is the main area where we could find support to begin with, and of course that also ties in with the moving average as well in this area. And then we've got the trend channel, or sorry, the lower trend line that we've got at the moment. There is a bit of a trend going up there, but I can't mark off anything at the moment because it will have already broken it. So if the market does this, comes down and then turns up, then we can draw in a trend line there, but at the moment we can't, so we've just got to work with a few other bits and pieces there at this time. Right, that will do it for this one. If there's anything to report, I'll let you know. It's Tuesday, it could be fairly quiet. Like I say, keep an eye on the mainstream propaganda with the bombing and everything else, and like I say, it probably isn't all over. It'll be interesting to see how Putin's going to react as well at some point. Right, that's it. As ever, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.